Alright, what's going on, everybody? So, I have a very rare video of, behind the map. This was like a series that I made, where I just basically talk, like, about, like, my maps and all that stuff. Just kind of like the development process of things. And this one is called a Cyborg's, what was it? Was it a Cyborg's Demise? I forgot. But yeah, this map, this is like the cyberpunk map that I recently released, and when I mean recent, I'm talking like maybe months ago. I haven't made a Doom SnapMap in a while, but I'll probably come back to it soon. I'm thinking about wanting to like remake a map or something, or maybe do like an original map, because when I was working on Frenetic Frenzy for Classic Doom, I did not use any of my Doom 2016 ideas. So all those Doom 2016 ideas, they can still be a thing if I come back to mapping. But yeah, let's start off with a Cyborg's Demise. So this map was it's kind of like a restoration project. I had a map, like, what is it? I think it was called Untitled. It was like a cyberpunk map, but it was like a horror map. And I don't mean like horror as in like, what is it, as in like jump scares and gore and all that stuff. I'm talking kind of like the concept, like it's horror conceptually, because I remember in this map you were playing kind of like a school shooter or something. And I remember I wrote all these like backstory, and I really made them like as edgy as possible, just to kind of like enhance the horror experience. But to be honest, looking back then, I think the map, it was kind of like a failed experiment. Like, I think I was trying to throw in too many stuff at it. But despite of that map, like looking back at it, I do like regret making it, because I think I just kind of overdid too many stuff. But one of the things I did appreciate about that map was like the custom geo and just kind of like the decoration. I still think like it was good. And even though that map, the untitled map or whatever I made, I knew I could still like give it like a second chance and really make it come to life and have like a better identity, and not feel like it was just kind of like it kind of felt like it was a map designed for blatant shock factor, if that makes any sense. I kind of want to do something a little more ethical, and I guess like more respectful, and that is to make a freaking cool Doom 2016 cyberpunk styled map. And I released this to celebrate Doom 2016's ninth anniversary. And this room that you're looking at here, a decent amount of this was kind of in the original version, but it's been heavily modified. So I added like new buildings and all that stuff here. This is just an invisible barrier, because there's like a puzzle section in this room, and I was scared that people might like soft lock or they might break the map, so I added this invisible barrier here. But yeah, what is it? The player starting point is here. Originally, it was supposed to be like right here, and you were supposed to be in this building, and I was going to do like a bunch of grid rooms. I was going to make like a bunch of grid rooms, if you would say, and try to like add interior locations. But I'm glad I didn't do it, because if you looked at my memory, I am almost completely stacked. I'm almost like, at the max limit. And by the way, this is a straight up single player map. I decided to make a straight up single player map just to mix things up. And I really wanted this level to kind of like reborn itself with a lot of enhancements. So really wanted to turn off the network and just go crazy on the mapping aspect, if you would say. So yeah, you were supposed to start inside this like room here, just kind of get a good look of the view, and then you would kind of like fight like some demons in this building, and then eventually you would be out here. But that was not the case, because I was running low on memory. So now you just start off here. There's like a small fight here. It's kind of like a warm-up fight, basically. You just fight some stuff, and then I let you kind of like explore, and there's like a puzzle that you need to solve. It's this thing here. So yeah, I have like the little flashing light. And I've been playing like, what is it? Not playing. I've been mapping like Classic Doom and all that stuff, and it's just really nice to kind of like be back in like this SnapMap view and all that stuff. It's just really cool to kind of look at it, especially seeing like the updated graphics and all that stuff, because I've been so used to like seeing classic Doom visuals. And yeah, in SnapMap you definitely have to kind of like I guess like really go crazy on the detailing here. Try to like combine textures, combine props, decals and all that stuff. I mean, what is it? Like, look at this right here. This looks like a custom texture, but it's actually not. It's just me using one of like the vanilla textures, and I just kind of use like decals to kind of like fool the player into like thinking that I'm using a custom texture. And by the way, this is 100% like vanilla Doom SnapMap assets too. So yeah, this outdoor area, very like classic Doom elements, just lots of like non-linear designs. You see, these box triggers, they allow you to like go into buildings. You also have like a decent amount of like room to explore. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this room. And I've always thought like, yeah, this right here, all this decoration, this was in the original map. I did not change anything. I really loved it this when I was replaying like my untitled cyberpunk map that I made years ago. Okay, so yep. So now we're inside here, and this is like a heavily custom geo, heavy, like, what is it, prefab with like with like a cyberpunk paint job and all that stuff. And this is what I was doing here. As you guys can see, like, just putting like Doom 2016, even though it's not really like a cyberpunk game, but some of these textures, like, they feel very cyberpunky, especially with like the decals and all that stuff. Like, look at this looks so cool. It almost feels like you're playing like, a different shooter in a way, instead of like Doom 2016. And yep, like I said here, just really like nice art direction that Doom 2016 has. Whoever like made these textures and all that stuff here, just have the what is it? Yeah, I had this whole little like lighting thing right here. I've always thought this looked cool. And this room is gonna be like very important later on. I think it was in like for the mid game. You do have to go in here and like press the switch and it opens up like a door or something like that. I don't really think I got much to say here. I decided to use like the decals just to kind of like give the stairs like this little like neon light thing. I thought it looked cool, especially when you combine all like the textures and the decals and all this stuff. Oh yeah, Perfect Dark. So I do have a soft spot for Perfect Dark. I decided to do it as a reference. And what is it? Yeah, this is like the name of like the club here. This is basically the club, and oh my goodness, this is super dark. I don't know if you guys can actually see this. Yeah, let's just temporarily do this. But yeah, this is like the nightclub. I added, what is this little cool decoration thing here. Like the dance floor, some cool ceiling things. This is just kind of there for picking up like your weapons and all. And this fight is like really crazy. This is like a pretty crazy fight here. But speaking of Perfect Dark, I can't believe what is it? It got canceled, like the reboot. Cause honestly, I thought like the reboot looked pretty cool back when it was back when like the gameplay was when the gameplay was revealed like in 2024. I thought it looked pretty cool. But yeah, that was just really heartbreaking to see, like, Perfect Dark reboot got canceled. And I still remember like back in the 360 era, there was another like Perfect Dark like reboot at that time, and it also got canceled. Like that really sucks, man. Like, it's really sad to be a Perfect Dark fan, because I think Perfect Dark is pretty much in like the same fate as like Duke Nukem. It's probably dead in a way. Like you're never gonna see like a Doom 2016 styled reboot from like those games anymore, which is really sad, because like I think like a lot of like 90s kids, we definitely recognize like names like Duke Nukem, Perfect Dark, and all of that stuff. But that's just how it is, I guess. And yeah, what is it? I think that's really much it for this club here. You know, this club, I decided to add it just to fit like the whole cyberpunk feel, and it's just like a really like fun fight too. Like it looks cool, but it's also like a lot of fun to play. Is there anything else I want to say? I think I pretty much already said like the whole using decals and comboing it with like the textures and all that stuff just to kind of like make it look cool and make it feel like cyberpunk feel to it. Because like, you know, this texture right here, like this is such a great texture for like cyberpunk themed levels. Yeah, I think I don't need to say much here. I feel like I'm kind of repeating myself. And yeah, this room's kind of the same thing. Same concept. And pretty much all these rooms here, these were like, I remember, yeah, these rooms, they were in like the original version, but I did modify like the gameplay. I definitely heavily modified the gameplay here. And what is it? Eventually I added like a new room right here, and this was like the server room. And this is where, like honestly, I think this map, like it kind of starts off pretty like chill, like it's not too crazy. But this section right here, when you get into this section, this is where it gets real sweaty. Like I pretty much designed this fight to be kind of like a quick switchy fight. Like you really have to like quick switch on this fight here. And this was like a pretty simple server room that I made. I think I reused one of like my, what is it? I reused like the server from my Dysphoria map here, if I remember properly. And I think I made like a couple of other ones too, just to like, you know, just to put less work on me. And you know, I remember back in Dysphoria, I had like one of those like server things that I thought looked cool, and I only used it in that map. So why not give it another go for this map? That's basically it. So yeah, not really much here to say. What is it? I guess I should talk about like the buildings here. What is it? Yeah, so this room here. Well, wait. Let me go back to that one room. Where is it? This city room here. All right. So, can I? Oh, okay, good. This still works here. So yeah, this room right here. This room is kind of like optional stuff. This room is kind of like, if you manage to like find the secrets, that's like the whole purpose of this room. Like if you manage to find like the little what do you call it, the power cores there, then you get like rewarded with with the upgraded shotgun, the charge burst master. Or if you manage to find like a key, I think this gives you like full armor, and it gives you like extra, it refills your armor and all that stuff here. So that's one of the rooms. That's one of like the buildings that you can enter. And then there's like this one right here. What's it? Wait. Oh my goodness. Oh no, I don't know if I can do this. Especially, what is it? One of my D-pads is like broken here. It's okay, I'll find it. So that room right here, it leads you to, was it this one? No, this is a different room. I think it's, nope. Oh no, that's one of the new rooms here. Yeah, this room right here. So it would lead you to this room, and this is actually an old room. I didn't really do much modification towards this. I think I did kind of fix some random oversights that I wasn't aware of, but this is very much like the same from like the original format. And then this one, what is it? Is there a way I could enter this? Wait. Oh, there it is. And then it leads you to this room. And what is it? And this room would eventually lead you to like the area for like the one of the keys here. And this was actually added. This was added in from the original format. But these like two red rooms, if you would say, like they were actually in the original version. And I didn't really do much like modification other than like just gameplay modification and just like fixing some oversights and all that stuff. But yeah, once you have like the yellow key. I actually don't remember. Oh yeah, it opens up this room here. And then this would like allow you to get this for like the nightclub and all that stuff. And then you enter this room, and this room is completely brand new. And what is it? I remember the whole purpose of this room was because you see like this little object right here. I had this in my little what is it? I have like a SnapMap where I build like a bunch of random objects, random textures, and I just save them there, you know, because I have no idea like when I'm going to use them, and that's really the whole purpose of this room. I just basically wanted to like use these like objects that I had in my special like, you know, SnapMap full of like ideas that never really got to see its uses, but until now. And this fight, I remember this fight was pretty crazy too. And this is actually the only gore nest fight, and it does have a launch pad once you like break the gore nest. So this fight, it gives you a bit of like verticality, you know, just to mix things up here. And I think I tried, what is it? I remember in this map, like especially the custom geo arenas, I tried to like promote like verticality in a way. Like even with like the nightclub level, I still had like some stuff that you can jump on top of, just to like, you know, promote verticality and all that stuff. Oh, and this is cool here. So eventually, when you're done with all like the fights here, and you go in this room, and you'll notice, yeah, I decided to use that geo flicker thing. And the main reason why I use this geo flicker thing is because basically this whole time when you're playing the map, you're in like a fake world, and basically what is it? I don't remember. Basically, you kind of like wake up, just like in Neo from the Matrix, where he wakes up from like the fake world, and then you realize in the real, it's crazy. Like when he wakes up from what is it, with all like those robots in like the robotic world and all that stuff. That moment right there was sort of like an inspiration towards this. So basically, you bump into like an error, and you realize this world is not completely real, and then you wake up into the real world, and that real world happens to be, was in this room? Where is it? Yeah, there it is. This is where like you're supposed to like kind of teleport, and bam, then you realize the real world is in hell, and it's not just hell. I kind of went for like a cyberpunk looking hell, like hell machinery type of thing going on. You see, I have like some of like the UAC textures and all that stuff. And what is it? Oh yeah, I remember I was trying to like play around with like different textures and different decals for this, but they just looked so funky, so I just decided to use like the black player blocking volume. I thought it kind of looked it really well here. So yeah, this is basically hell, but just kind of like a cyberpunk version of hell. So this is what I try to do here, just trying to figure out how it would look, and I think it looks pretty cool. And man, I remember I had to add so many invisible barriers here. When I first like made this room, I knew this room was very easy to break, so there's a lot of invisible barriers here, just to prevent players from not like breaking the map. You see, like all sorts of invisible barriers here. Like it's not like, I know like a lot of these invisible barriers, it might not look great when you're kind of like roaming around the map and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, I really want to make sure, you know, my maps are very polished and people don't like soft lock or break them and stuff. But basically, this room is really simple. There's like these there's two ways you can take here, and then you just gotta like, I think, press some switch, and then eventually you get the BFG here and the regeneration. And when you get the BFG, what happens there? It becomes pretty much like a slaughter fest here. You teleport in this room, I give you a ridiculous amount of ammo. This entire room is going to be filled with like lots of freaking heavy demons. And what is it? Of course, I'm throwing in like 12 monsters at you. So you're just spamming BFG, you know, just to get that BFG dopamine up. Because, you know, I really do enjoy like killing hordes of monsters with BFG. And then after that, this was like the most simplistic room ever, and the main reason why it's so simplistic is because I was running low on memory. So this is pretty much what I came up with. So once you get out of this little like hellish room, the what is it? The blocking box. This thing actually shuts. What is it? It opens and then it closes, so you can't go back and just like replenish all your BFG ammo. And this room, you're gonna have to kind of like balance out your BFG and your like kind of like your regular weapons in terms of like the combat. And originally, this map was supposed to be like more like I wanted to throw in a little more section towards it, but like I said, I was running low on like the memory, and that just kind of forced me to take the slaughter approach. You know, just decided to throw in crazy amount of enemies just to end it with a bang. You know, but originally there was supposed to be a little more here, and yeah, once you kill everything, you see this little baby, and then you just kind of, what is it? You're basically a cyborg, so your mission is to basically destroy this baby thing, and you just self-destruct, and the map is basically over here. And this map, I remember this map is pretty long. Like, you know, this is a single player map. It's almost like, it's almost maxed out too, so it definitely will take a while to like, you know, finish this one. But overall, I think this is like a fun one. It's definitely, it has like a good balance of everything. Like good balance of the, what is it, atmosphere, environmental storytelling, crazy action, good visuals, all that stuff, you know. I really wanted this level just to kind of like, how do I say it? I just want this level to just offer a lot of stuff, you know. And I think it's definitely, I think this map has finally reached its true potential, especially, like I said, you know, when I played that, the original version of this map, I've always liked it, the custom geo, and I felt like it was kind of like wasted, and I'm really glad I decided to give it like, you know, a second go and just try to like reborn it with better identity in what it wants to do, and just make a really, you know, fun Doom 2016 level in, you know, 2025. Like it's definitely hard to, you know, find these kinds of like levels, especially in like today's times and stuff. Is there anything else I want to do? Oh yeah, I used some classic Doom textures. I think these, like, what is it? Oh, hold up. Like, I think when you use this filter effect and you use like these textures right here, I think it actually looks kind of like modern in a way, you know. And it's the same thing too. You see? Like, I'm using the Startan texture here, I think. Yeah, you see? And these are not textures, these are just invisible barriers. So yeah. That is why I use kind of like the dark filter effect. It's to kind of make like some of these textures look modern. Because, you know, one of the things I never really liked about mapping for this game is like we don't really have a lot of textures. At least like, you know, straight out like the box, like vanilla, you know, style. So it really does kind of force you to like think outside of the box and find like methods to enhance your creativity in a way. Alright, is there anything else I want to say? Well, I guess I could say, like, if you haven't played a Cyborg's Demise, I highly recommend you to do it. I think this is definitely one of like my best levels in like recent times, and it's really just like a lot of fun to play. Like, even though like even if you take away all this whole like cyberpunk feel to it, which, you know, I personally like it, because, you know, I think like Doom feels really like well in a cyberpunk theme. And I guess I'll give like shout out to like Augur Zenith. Like, I recently played Augur Zenith this year, what is it, like at the beginning of 2025, and I definitely enjoyed Augur Zenith so much, and it's sort of like it sort of reminded me that I needed to, like, you know, finish this map, if you would say. And, you know, what is it? I think this map is kind of like the closest to, like, you know, Augur Zenith for classic Doom, but more like done in like Doom 2016 style, if you would say. Is there anything else I want to say, or should I just wrap it up? I think it's pretty much time to wrap it up. If you like what you see, give the map a shot. It's completely like it's free. It's Doom SnapMap. You don't have to pay a single dime or anything. I remember I made a couple of updates because I remember there were some like potential soft locks or potential game breaking bugs that I eventually realized, and I think this map should be very like bulletproof to like glitches or bugs and all that stuff. And if you truly love Doom 2016 and you want like high quality custom level content, give this map a go. Like I'm sure you're gonna have like a good time with this one because I definitely had a lot of time. I had a great time like mapping this, and I just hope people will still appreciate this kind of work for Doom 2016, like custom mapping in the year of 2025 and beyond. Because that's right, I'm not going anywhere. I still got still got some fire left for this game. Even though I do make classic Doom levels now, but honestly, as great it is to make like maps for classic Doom, I really do love like making levels for this game, especially all like the crazy amount of success and accolades I've kind of garnered throughout the years. Super grateful for that, all just because of this map editor. Anyways, I think I'm gonna like stop it here. I think I'm really just kind of like rambling here. Thank you for watching, everyone. I will try to like be more active. I think I got some more interesting Doom Snap Map content on the way because I really gotta like do more of that. I've been slacking off. I'll be honest. Anyways, thank you for watching.